stakes bingo, 24/7 poker, and exciting high-limit slots, there's something for everyone to enjoy. From luxurious accommodations and exquisite dining at La Brisa to live entertainment and handcrafted cocktails at Temp Lounge, we thank you for choosing us as the premier casino, resort, brunch, and date night spot in Miami. Reimagined, redesigned. Rediscover Mikasuki Casino and Resort online at mikasuki.com.
Miami Marlins fans, we celebrate every victory together. But when life throws you a curveball, whether you're injured at work, hurt in an accident, or facing a disability, you need a team that knows how to win. At Werner Hoffman, Greg and Garcia, we fight for you in personal injury, workers' compensation, and disability cases. With decades of experience, we make sure you get the benefits and compensation you deserve. Let us step up to the plate for you. Werner Hoffman, Greg and Garcia, where Miami's injured find their strength. Call us now or visit wernerhoffman.com. Let's win this together.
At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to loandepot.com and let us help get you home. That's loandepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
ADT is the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins. ADT knows every second counts, especially in baseball. 1 second you're down, the next you're on top again. 1 second the bases are loaded, the next everyone's home safe. And when it comes to your home, 1 second you feel safe, and the next something goes wrong. But with ADT's 24/7 professional monitoring, you still do. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com/Marlins or call 800-750-0647 today. For license information, visit ADT.com.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins. And Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
I was doing the M flipped. I thought, Kelly Sacker, you might have been thinking I was flashing the U sign to our StreamYard crowd, but no, M flipped.
Oh, like flip the W.
Yeah.
Flip the M.
Yes, flip the M. Yeah, we got a W. 6-2 the final score
goodness,
today.
What are you doing with me?
Marlins got the win over the St. Louis Cardinals in the series finale here on Wednesday night at Lone Depot Park. Jack McMullen, Kelly Sacco here. Tonight belonged to Sandy Alcantara. I'll give you the final line here. Sandy, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Just one was earned on the Wilson Contreras solo homer. Punched out a season-high 9, walked just 1. 114 pitches. Sandy Alcantara dug deep for this one. And I know that there have been some starts that have been statistically better, but 6 innings of 1-run ball in Boston, 7 innings of 1 earned run baseball here against the Cardinals. This feels like Sandy is officially back.
I completely agree with you. It is the 3rd time this season that he has completed 7 innings. And for Sandy Alcantara, he'd probably tell you, I should have been doing that a lot more early in the year. Again, it's been a struggle for him. And for Sandy, he really found it. Yeah. What I love most is he's done it in back-to-back starts.
Yes.
We're starting to see, hopefully, a little bit of a pattern, a little bit of consistency, which we've missed throughout the entire season for Sandy Alcantara. 114 pitches. I love that move by Clayton McCullough, setting him back out there, letting him complete that 7th inning. I think that's going to mean a lot to Sandy.
100%.
That completing the 7th, getting deep into games, giving his team innings means a lot to this veteran pitcher. And I think Clayton McCullough allowing him to do so is going to mean a lot too. Finished it with back-to-back strikeouts, too.
Yep.
With back-to-back strikeouts of Nootbaar and Herrera after walking for me in the 9 batter. 3 strikeouts in the 7th. He had the season-high 9, as you mentioned, too. Led the way with a fastball. Yep. Was hitting 100 miles per hour in that 7th inning. Those 113, 112, that pitch count at 100 miles per hour. So he's feeling good. A really even pitch mix across the board for Sandy. Just a really job well done and something that we've just been waiting to see all season.
Yeah. Kudos to Sandy Alcantara for running through the tape, but kudos to Clayton McCullough for giving him the tape to run through, to your point. Offensively, this was a nice day. It seemed like the Marlins had a plan of attack against Andre Palante. Palante, 5 1/3, 8 hits and 5 runs. He did walk 3. Andre Granillo walked 3 as well. it felt like the Marlins weren't trying to force anything, to be honest, right now. And sometimes simplicity is success offensively.
And we talked about it, I think it was yesterday with the Cardinals, about death by 1,000 paper cuts, or was it the first game? I'm getting them all confused.
It was game one. It was the middle game. It was yesterday because it was 12 hits, 11 singles.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say which game? We're getting so confused. Death by 1,000 paper cuts on the Seattle. Wow. St. Louis side, kind of similar on the Marlins end, where they're just chipping away every single inning, just trying to get. They got the 1 run in the second, 2 runs in the third. Just kept on tacking on. Which was really nice to see. Again, getting the run for support from Sandy, something that they don't do often. It's just one of those things where you just don't, it just hasn't been a theme throughout the years for Sandy. So giving him a little run support was really nice. Sandy slamming the door shut was really, really nice. Enriquez hasn't gotten a lot of time recently. Comes in there on 10 pitches, 2 strikeouts, get Burleson to line out, strikes out Contreras and Gorman. And then Fauché, who can be hit or miss when it comes to whether he's going to have a clean outing or whether it's going to be something that he has to labor through. Collected a couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3 inning. So just overall a big team win.
Easy peas. Kelly Sacco, enjoy the off day tomorrow. And then you're our direct competition over the weekend, right? You're hosting pregame and postgame on TV.
I am hosting pre and post. I'll miss you boys. I've had so much fun.
We'll miss you. We got 3 more with you against
do it.
Detroit. Let's do it. Before we break, let's hear from Steven Strom and Troy Johnston after the game on field.
That 7th inning when Sandy gets that punch out, this entire dugout went absolutely crazy. What does Sandy mean to this team?
Sandy is Miami. He's been one of the longest tenured Marlins here, and he's had so much success, and of course led him to the playoffs in 23. And he's kind of who we embody as Miami Marlins.
We saw your teammate Maximo Acosta hit his first career home run. What was it like seeing that? I know you played with him in AAA.
You always see kind of the stories of people that hit their very first hit and have it be a home run. How cool it is to be a part of something like that. What a great memory for him, and congratulations to his family and how hard they've worked to get here. And honestly, it means more to him than it means to anybody else. We're just so happy for him.
2 hits for you tonight in RBI. What's been the biggest adjustment for you from AAA up to the show?
Honestly, just kind of the difference in schedule, the difference in travel, a lot of just the difference in playing in bigger stadiums, louder. Really, I've done that my whole life. It hasn't been something new, but just kind of calming down and, focusing on what I can do the best that I can to help the team win and do whatever they need.
Where do you feel like the swing's at?
It's still getting there. The thing with baseball is you're never 100%. You're never like, I'm locked in, because right when you think that, all of a sudden the strikeouts start coming and all that. So it's a work in progress. I'm just happy that I could help the team win today.
Nice win. Thank you for the time, Troy.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Jack.
Really good stuff from Steven Strom and Troy Johnston. Thank you so much to Troy. And Troy had an RBI knock in this one. Johnston, it was part of a multi-hit day. He was 2 for 2 with a walk as well. So Johnston had a nice day, and it was a nice day for the Miami Marlins. They got the win over the Cardinals 6-2, the final score. When we come back, a run through the highlights here. 10th Inning Show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network.
You needed some more production, and then you turned it into guys who are going to be now producing when you need them to.
1-0 pitch. Augustine lines into right field. That's in on a hop for a base hit. X rounding third. He's coming home. White's throw going to the plate. A little bit offline and just a touch late. And X comes in to score, standing up from second. With 2 men gone, it's an RBI single for Augustine Ramirez, and the Marlins on the board again. It's 6-2 in the top of the 4th. Opposite of Texas's concern with him. They thought that he was going to be in an insane amount of pain.
Yeah.
Pitch to X. That one stung. Past the dive of the second baseman. Albies into right center for a base hit. Myers will score from second base, no problem. And Xavier Edwards got to 300 last AB. This time he pushes to 301. Afternoon, getaway day at 1:35. Jen Powell calls balls and strikes. 3-1. That one sprayed into left field, down the line. Long run for Profar. He's still moving. That drops in. It's a fair ball. Hernandez was drifting towards third. Now he gets the run around home, and the throw coming home is late. That was a line hunter. Profar is explaining to the third base umpire, Chris Guccione, that he thought it bounced to the right of the chalk, or the left of the chalk, I should say. Yesterday has hit the skids a bit for his last few games. And the 1-2, that one cracked into right center. That is in for a base hit. That's going to keep on rolling for a while. Marcy around third. He comes in to score, and that's Major League RBI number 2 on hit number 3 from Troy Johnston. Stretching Cappy maybe 10 pitches further than you would if you were on 4. 0-1. Hernandez lifts that one high in the air, out to left and deep. Profar is back at the track. It is gone into the Marlins bullpen. Big Bert again, his 7th home run of the season, and it's a 2-run shot, 5-0 Fish in the top of the 5th.
Hey, this is Max Meyer, and you're listening to the 10th Inning Show on the Marlins Radio Network.
Thank you, Max. Nice win for the Fish. They get the W over the St. Louis Cardinals, 6-2, the final score in the series finale on Wednesday. Let's run you through the highlights here. Scoring got going in the bottom of the 2nd inning. A leadoff single from Heriberto Hernandez. A single followed suit from Joey Weimer. And then Troy Johnston walked, so the bases were loaded with nobody out. No RBI for Sanoja, but he got the job done. 0-1. Sanoja with the ground ball over to short. So Jay-Z flips to second for 1. On to first, dug out by Contreras in time for the double play. But the run does come in to score. It's not productive from an RBI perspective. There are 2 men gone, but the Fish are on the board. It's 1-0 Marlins in the bottom of the 2nd. So Sanoja opened scoring, and then a semi-crooked number an inning later. Jacob Marcy singled. Agustin Ramirez was hit by a pitch. Heriberto Hernandez, after a double steal, brought them both in. First pitch, that one a liner up the gut, rolling right through into center field. It plates 2 more. Marcy in from third. Augustine around. He scores from second. Ball rolls back into the infield, and Heriberto Hernandez has a multi-hit, 2 RBI day. He makes it 3-0 Fish in the bottom of the 3rd. Heriberto Hernandez, he provided the breathing room, and really the breathing room that the Marlins would need. But St. Louis did get on the board a half inning later, thanks to their leadoff man, Lars Nootbaar. 0-2. That one ripped out to right center field. Weimer on the move into the alleyway. He will not get there. It one hops over the wall. Walker will pull up at third base, but Pozo comes in to score. Big break. And that drop third strike, it certainly was a big break, but that drop third strike actually comes back to haunt Alcantara. Pozo in. That's an RBI double, and it's 3-1 Marlins at the top of the 5th. But then the Fish... they got a run across in the bottom of the 5th inning, thanks to the guy you just heard from, Troy Johnston. And payoff again. That one a bouncing ball up the middle. That one is through for a base hit. They're going to wave Hicks around. Nootbaar's throw is going to third. It beats Hernandez by plenty. They tag him out there, but Hicks does come in to score. It's an RBI single for Troy Johnston, and there's some more breathing room for the Fish. It's 4-1 Marlins in the bottom of the 5th. Scoring kept on flip-flopping. Half inning after that, Wilson Contreras for the Cardinals gave a ball a ride. 1-1, that one hammered out to left field and deep. Johnston is back. He's looking up, and it's gone. That thing was smoked by Wilson Contreras. Solo homer, 108 off the bat is homer number 17 for him on the year. And the deficit is now 2 for St. Louis. It's 4-2 Fish in the top of the 6th. But that was the only earned run against Marlins starter Sandy Alcantara today. More on him in a moment. Next half inning. How about a career first in a bunch of different ways for Maximo Acosta? The 1-0 from Palance. Acosta hits high in the air, out to center and deep. Nootbaar is back at the track, and it's gone! Maximo, the first hit of his career, is a big fly. Maximo Acosta, 418 feet later, is in the hit column. And it's 5-2 Marlins in the bottom of the 6th. Someone get him that baseball. He got the baseball. Blake Lally, the third base coach for the Marlins, he received the ball after it bounced off the turf berm beyond the wall in center, and they got it to Maximo and his family and friends that were here, and they were fired up for that long ball. Sandy Alcantara, aside from the Wilson homer and the Nootbaar double, was darn near perfect. This guy was excellent. He dug deep, and we were thinking at 89 pitches, he was not going to come out for the 7th inning. But he dealt with a base runner, and on the 114th pitch that he threw, he got the out he needed so badly.
He hasn't seen the changeup yet. Let's see if he sees it now.
Here's the pitch. And and it's cut on and missed. Sandy is fired up. It was perfect. A sinker at 93 dove to the lower inside edge. It's a season high. 9 punch-outs for Sandy Alcantara, and he looks like Cy Sandy tonight. 7 innings. Sandy hit a season high in Ks with 9, 5 hits, 2 runs, just one of which was earned. This was as encouraging a Sandy start as we have had this season. Marlins added an insurance run at the bottom of the 8th, thanks to just misfires galore from Cardinal pitching. This one to Jacob Marcy. 3-2, misses low and in, ball 4, and a walk. Brings in another run. That's 4 free passes issued in this inning, and this is some serious breathing room, and all of a sudden it's a non-save situation for Fauché. The bases loaded walk makes it 6-2. After Sandy went 7, Ronnie Enriquez with a 1-2-3 8th. He K'd a couple of guys. Fauché did the same in the 9th. 2-2. That one cut on and missed. A sweeper, and Fauché locks it down. 1-2-3 in the 9th, and today belonged to Sandy Alcantara. Sandy stole the show. 7 innings, a 2-run ball. Ronnie Enriquez with a 1-2-3 8th, and Fauché with a 1-2-3 9th. Marlins avoid the sweep. They take the series finale against St. Louis, 6-2, the final score on Wednesday night. That's how this one sounded. When we come back, you'll hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th inning show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network. New York last week. He got the win and the payoff pitch. X hits one high in the air and deep, out to right. There's no doubt about this one. Homer number 2 on the year for X-Man, and Xavier Edwards did not miss a stitch. Who knew he had this in him? 104 off the bat, 402 feet out to right field, and a leadoff homer for power threat Edwards. Open scoring right away. Stowers at third, Otto at second. 2-2 to Jacob on the way. And Marcy drills a ball out to right and deep. A line shot. Nearly gets to the concourse and gone. Out to right. He got a hanging sweeper and he did not miss it. Second homer of his career. Second homer against Gavin Williams in the first. And the Fish are pouring it on. 2-2. That one drilled again out to right and deep. That thing is gone. Marcy looks over to the first base dugout, pumps his fist, and now points towards the bullpen. Jacob Marcy, 3 for 3 with a pair of homers and tied no more. Gabby made a sign. 2-1. That one hit high in the air, out to right center field, pretty deep. Schneemann is back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. Graham Pauley, he's heating up with the power stroke. His 4th homer on the year and his 3rd homer of the week. Graham Pauley gives the Fish some breathing room with a solo blast. It's 7-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. In every clubhouse. Now, 1-0 pitch. That one lined into center field. That is in for a base hit. X can practically walk home from third base. Kyle Stowers gets right. His first hit of the night is an RBI single, and it's another run. It's 8-4 Marlins in the top of the 6th. Fish get the W. They avoid the sweep. They salvage the series against the St. Louis Cardinals. 6-2 the final score on Wednesday, heading into the off day on Thursday before the Toronto Blue Jays come to town. Sandy Alcantara was excellent, and his manager, Clayton McCullough, let him go. 114 pitches in 7 innings of 1 earned run baseball. Let's hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough, after this one.
Clayton, we saw the emotion from Sandy after striking out the side in the 7th. For you guys in the dugout, what was it like watching him go through this type of performance and even seeing that emotion out of him?
Yeah, I think we all know, and it's been talked about, it's been a difficult season over, and to come off of an incredible start in Boston, to back that up tonight with 7 very strong innings, get through that, finish with a punch out. I mean, I think, his stuff seemed to be at its best there at the end. Even as things have gone this year, Sandy hasn't forgot how to compete, and he knows moments, and he knew that was a moment there, and you saw him dig down and empty it out. And I think that was just him, probably getting out a ton of frustration and just in a moment to finish that the way he did, getting a strikeout. Incredibly happy for Sandy. I think he's done nothing this year but hold his head high and continue to plug along. And that was a great start. And so, good for all of us. We needed him to pitch the way he did because we had a better game, but not our finest at times. But Sandy is like he's done so many times. He drove it home and was what we needed.
Speaking of moments, Maximo Acosta, you said he'd get his first hit tonight. I don't know if any of us assumed it would be a home run. To be able to have your first hit as your first homer, what is it like for him to be able to come back here and celebrate that in the clubhouse and dugout with his teammates?
Yeah, great. I mean, Max is a wonderful young man, and not only your first major league hit, for it to be home run, I'm sure there were a ton of emotions running through him as he rounded the bases there, and well deserved. He's done something that very few have done, and that's one, become a major league player, and then your first hit be a homer. Like that was and a big hit in the game. That run meant a lot there to pad the cushion some. So very happy for Max, and I'm sure he feels great to come up and contribute in that manner.
How rewarding is it for you to see your team kind of respond to a couple of admittedly sloppy nights with a game that felt like sort of the brand of baseball that you guys have preached throughout the year, whether it was competitive at bats or things like?
It was nice to get the win. I think Sandy was the story, and even we didn't, for me, still play like our cleanest. There were opportunities early, and where we had opportunities to have things look a little different in the early going. So like the at-bats that we had to create that type of traffic, it just didn't come through. So I liked that it would have been very easy to let some run scoring opportunities that passed by that didn't happen affect us, an error, and to somewhat then let all of the negative that has happened kind of seep in. And I think we finished this game very strong. The at-bats late, again, with Max's homer, and again, to load him up and get an extra run there in the eighth to push it was a very good sign for us. And you just have to be able to continue to handle adversity. You got to handle moments when things aren't going well, and we'll continue to come back out here and just try not to do too much. It's the easiest thing to do when things aren't going well is it to lead to guys trying to just do more than what's called for. So very pleased with how we finished this game and to get a win. And Sandy was a big part, is moments when things could have potentially turned, for him to pitch us out of those and go deep in this one.
You said that I guess some of his best stuff was in the last inning. Is that what kind of led to having a longer leash on and letting him do the see behind pitches and stuff?
I think when he's going out there and he certainly had enough pitches to sort of get through another inning, and that was season high. And even so, he wasn't really threatened during that inning. Some of the pitch count got up there with just some foul balls and a few at bats that got extended, but didn't feel like he was really stressed out, and that he had enough to have a chance to finish Herrera there to get out of the seventh.
Sandy went through that month of June where he was really good. Does this feel different now? The last two, maybe even with the strikeouts, it seems like he's getting more punch outs through the last two outings.
I think the last two for me, the biggest thing has been the command. I think tonight, again, 1 walk, 9 punch. The misses are so much better. And I got to give a lot of credit to Gus tonight. We've been the much maligned Augustine Ramirez. He caught the crap out of the ball, especially at the bottom of the strike zone. And I think he won a lot of pitches for Sandy that swung counts. And then hitters are more engaged in the at bat now. And Sandy's ability to make a lot of pitches look like strikes for a long time tonight than to get miss. So the big thing with Sandy that seems different than these last two for me has just been the overall just execution of his entire arsenal. And now he's just, his offerings are just, he's stacking quality pitches on top of each other now, and he's in control of the at bat, control of the count, which is, we hope that, that continues, because this is, we believe and have the whole time that this was always in there. And, we're catching Sandy's on a good run right now.
I think in Boston before
Sandy's start, you mentioned that you wanted to see that execution, or, with all the repertoire with 2 strikes. Is that more of what you wanted to see, and starting to see, going forward for him to close the season in a high note?
I think we're just seeing, you go back to Boston and it was about 90 pitches, and it just felt like that in that outing, there just weren't a whole lot of misfires. It's like, every pitch felt like even if it wasn't there, had a purpose to it. Like it made the hitters have to get engaged and make a decision whether to swing or not. And I felt tonight was very much the same way. He was moving the ball to both sides. He had his breaking stuff really working. The velocity was there. The changeup was very good. So the hitters now in there are, like him being in the attack mode, and the quality of the throw and the consistency of him doing that just opens up so many avenues for him to get outs.
Going back to Maximo, what adjustments did you see with him during the game? Because the first 2 games he made a little bit anxious, then he had the walk and then the homer, and then solid contact in the next at bat. What are you seeing there?
To see he's slowing it down a little bit. Probably heart rate has gone down some. You get a few at bats under your belt, and now you're just going out and playing baseball. Like you said, the walk, that was a big at bat, and even the last one lining out to center. Again, like a 3-2 count. Working a better count. We feel like his ability to control the strike zone is going to be a strength of his, and it has been. And I think the more at bats he gets and settles in, that will continue to show out. But it just seems like that he just settled in after it took a few ABs.
Troy with the multi-hit, then had the RBI. Just what have you seen from him since he's come up here?
I think with Troy, what has really for me started to change the first few games. I think we saw someone that was again trying to make things happen, very aggressive, not like somewhat letting it come to him. And I think now we've seen the at bats are. It's not just in swing mode. He is shrinking the area which he's looking for the pitch. He's getting himself in much better counts. Now he's getting into at bats and giving himself a chance to have some success. And I mean, you think anyone, like it takes 10, whatever, 12, 15, at bats up here to settle in a little bit. And then now we're seeing a much higher quality of at bat, and the decision making is better. And that's what's for me led to some of these results that we've seen.
All right, that was the skipper, Clayton McCullough, after this one. I saw Steve-O was in here for a minute. Looks like your video's
my camera.
a little...
Yeah, just get to Sandy. He's the man of the hour.
Yeah, Sandy Alcantara was excellent today. 114 pitches later, 7 innings, a 2-run ball, just one of those earned. Let's hear from El Caballo after his start.
We see the emotion out of you after you strike out the side and on that changeup in the 7th. How does it feel for you to string a couple of starts together like this, like the last 2 league?
First, I want to say thanks God for keeping me healthy in the game. Let me do my job. I didn't know I have that energy out there. So that last strikeout. So yeah, it was great. The fight was great today. And everybody's happy and we win.
You used your changeup quite a bit today, specifically as a strikeout pitch. I think it was 4 of the 9 strikeouts. What was different about that pitch for you today as opposed to maybe previous starts?
The changeup being great since last outing, so we had the plan since yesterday that we gotta use it more in the game, and I think me and Agus did a great job, trying to be more aggressive with it, and was working today, and you guys see the result.
Throw 100 miles an hour in the first inning, you hit 100 miles an hour in the last inning that you pitched, over 110 pitches in this game. Is this maybe the most comfortable you felt physically throughout the year? We know you've kind of been grinding back from surgery, so are you as comfortable as the results would sort of indicate?
So you can tell since the open day, so first 2 months I was getting tired quick, but I think just been adapting to any type of situation out there, and today you guys see every pitch that I throw was over 97. So I think I'm 100% healthy. So I just gotta keep doing what I've been doing in my last 2 hours and today. And yeah, just the result doesn't matter for me, because like you guys always say, this is a process, but it's not for me. So I think it's time for me to be out there like today and just keep battle.
How much of that emotion was it almost, because you don't show it often, like cathartic? Like it felt like a release of all the frustration of the season?
Yeah, like I told him. So I didn't know that I had that energy inside me. So I just gotta let it go out today. So too many pitches on the game. So just gotta show them that I was competing and I wanna win the battle, and I did it.
What is it about facing the Cardinals, your old organization, that brings out kind of the best?
He always great fight, from both sides, so I think they've been doing great since the first at bat through the last at bat. And yeah, I just feel comfortable be out there, not just with the Cardinal, but I think with everyone. So sometimes you're gonna have better result with team. Sometimes you're gonna have better result with different team, and I think everything just came good every time I faced the Cardinal. Yeah.
So what do you think is more strikeouts, 9 to 97 in Boston?
I think I was more aggressive on the count. When you are ahead on the count, first pitch, first strike. I think the hitter doesn't have too many chance against you, and I think me and Agus, we've been doing great job. Try to be more aggressive first pitch, first strike, and try to strike him out better. And I think we did it.
And you went through a stretch in June where you put together 4 or 5 consecutive good starts. Does this feel different the last two, or does it feel more like June?
I feel more like June. Like I say a couple seconds ago, that I was getting more tired in the first 2 months. But after my arm getting more comfortable, you guys can see the results. So Sunday I feel more like healthy. Sunday I feel sore, but doesn't stop me to be out there and fight.
All right, camera is good for
Yes.
Steven now, and that was Sandy Alcantara after his start. We're going to step aside. Back in 2 minutes, we'll get Steve's takes, and we'll say see ya. 10th inning show concludes next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Ball games.
2-1 pitch. Augustine hits one high in the air, out to left and deep. That is monster bound and gone. That went over the monster and over the El Tiante Hart. Augustine Ramirez with a monster blast. It's homer number 18 on the year. The second homer for the Fish. It's 7-2. Red Sox in the top of the 7th. 1-1. Wagaman drills out to left center field and deep. That is monster bound, and it's gone. Wag attack over the monster. Eric Wagaman smashes a ball. Perfect no more for Crochet. He went 7 up, 7 down on cruise control, but Wagaman caught up to the heater. The 9th home run that Crochet has allowed on the four-seamer this year, 111 miles an hour off the bat, and that opens scoring. It's 1-0 Fish in the top of the 3rd.
Pitch that I could hit.
Pitch again. That one past the dive of the third baseman Bregman into left for a base hit. That brings in X, and Liam Hicks waits out Whitlock. He shoots an RBI single the other way, and it's a 1-run game. The tying run in scoring position with 2 men gone to the top of the 8th. It's 3-2 Boston. 0-1 pitch. That one hit well out to right center field. Rafaela on the move. Back to the track. At the wall. And it's gone to tie the game. That ball just kept on carrying. Dane Myers with a leadoff solo shot to right center into the Boston bullpen. Knots this game at 3. Anthony Bender is ready in the Marlins pen. Marcy drills the ball out to right. Down the line towards Pesky's pole, and it's gone. How about this rookie, Jacob Marcy? You are unbelievable, man. Left on left. He yanks a homer out to right in Boston. He takes Wagaman with him, and the 10th inning show is wrapping up. 6-2 win for the Fish over the St. Louis Cardinals. A lot to go. A lot of places you can take me here, Steven Strom. Where are we going first?
I'm going to give you 3, Jackson. Your name's actually not even Jack. I think the Marlins got back to the blueprint of what we saw. And I think the 2 big things, man, tonight were the stolen bases. They were aggressive on the base pad early. 3 stolen bases as a team. And then we talked about the walks, the AB quality. 7 team walks for the Marlins. And if you look at the other side, St. Louis drew just 1. So a ton of credit to Sandy, a ton of credit to, Ronnie Enriquez, the ones that backfilled in this game. So I want to start there. It wasn't a perfect game. Clayton McCullough said in his media availability, there's still a lot that he'd like to clean up. But I thought you saw the stolen bases back in the fold tonight, and you saw the at-bat quality and getting on base. The second thing, I think this was the biggest part of the game for me. That fifth inning when St. Louis played it a run and just got back in it. They just and we all were like, oh my God, here we go. Like, Sandy, it better not be this blowout. That the following inning for the Marlins to answer back and to give the Cardinals a little bit of a push away, just keep them at bay, get that answer back inning, get the lead back to 3, I thought was huge. But tonight is about Sandy Alcantara, and we talked about this yesterday. Like, he earned the audition to play Superman, and that's exactly what he did today. He took it by storm. He won the lead. He won the lead tonight. He put this team on his back, and he did in Sandy fashion. I'm going to be honest with you, Jack. There's a couple starts in June where I was like, all right, like, this is awesome. Like, Sandy went 6 innings, but it was the Rockies.
Yeah.
All right, Sandy was awesome, but it was the Pirates, and the swing and miss. And Sandy's not known to be a strikeout, but these last 2, man, this has been different.
They look a lot
The
different.
changeup's been different, but overall, the big takeaway is the C word, the command.
Yeah.
Sandy has, or at least has had, elite command the last 2 outings, and you have to be, because it doesn't get a ton of movement on that fastball. But the fact that he was willing to go back to his 4-seam, man, that's showing you, to me, that he's got that something is flipped. He has command. He has control on where he can pinpoint balls and dot them. And it all came together, honestly, these last 2. And boy, did the Marlins need it.
Yep. Can I give you one more?
Yes.
Augustine. I know there was one.
Yeah.
I know there was a wild pitch that was probably a passed ball that ended up putting Pozo on first base, but it really didn't seem like it was this glaring hole defensively today. Like today,
and that's why you put him back out there tonight.
Yeah, and today felt better. So that's like a day that you can really build on going into the off day tomorrow. Back in action on Friday. We'll see how it lines up. Marlins have yet to announce a starting pitcher. We know we're going to see Shane Bieber.
Could it be his former teammate, Cal?
Could be in Cleveland. It very well could be. There's some transactional weird stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we'll get into that if Cal does start on Friday. But Friday, 7:10 first pitch. Huge thank you to Carlos Beccari in studio. For Stephen, for Kelly, I'm Jack saying so long. 6-2, the Fish winners over the Cardinals. This has been a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.